welcome to the Friday, March 13th, 2026 episode of the 802 iRacing Leagues podcast. I am your host, Rob Lowell. Joining me is my co-host, Brandon Garrand. Brandon, how you doing tonight?
We're not doing too bad, Rob. How are you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing good. We got a jam-packed show tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a doozy. We're gonna get all the aspects of most of the Cutline drivers and for the Cup Series, and yeah, that's gonna be the majority of our focus. We'll go through all the series that went through racing, but the
Yeah,
Cup Series will be the focus as round one cutoff this weekend.
yeah, and I think we're going to do a really abbreviated results, um, because our first playoff cut driver to talk to is actually you. So, um, we're gonna blow through the results. We're gonna do the top five for each series here real quick, and then we'll jump over and you and I will discuss your journey to where you are in the elimination round, first elimination round, and then at um 7:20 we have Chris Progar joining us. Chris is the bubble guy. Um, at 7:35 we have Jim Ott coming on. Jim is sitting in ninth place, so he's just barely in. And then at 7:55 we have Steve Ritter coming on, who finds himself 3 points back at 11th. You're currently 12th in points, seven back, I believe, right? Um,
Yep. Well, actually, I'm 13th. Arabia is tied with
yeah, Arabia and Steve are tied.
Steve.
Yes. Um, and honestly, Johnny and Eli, they're in the danger zone. Nick, maybe not, but we'll get into that here as we go. So, um, that said, we're gonna jump into the G.Stone Motors 258 series. And as I switch that over, I will let you talk through it.
Yeah, so this is gonna be real quick because usually I'm the guy that's there, but I was not there this week. Had the everybody most of the people had a big iRacing update, so I'm assuming that's why when you look at our results, the numbers were so low. We only had 13 cars show up, which not I can't remember the last time we had that little cars in the dirt series. So
I don't think it's been since probably season one, honestly.
yeah, and then also they also have the dirt E series sport going on, so there's a lot of stuff going on that I think factored into the fact that we had such a small car count, but it wasn't any different than it's been the last 3 weeks. Trevor Giroux, once again, he's the guy on top. He's the winner, and yeah, it kind of stretched his point lead out just a little over Chad. I mean, Chad ends up finishing third, but Chad also gets another 5 points for getting the quick time award. So the uh, the margin for their difference in points, which would have been five just based on the first and third place finishes, is actually only one because Chad gets them 5 points. So the point race is staying close, even though Trevor keeps winning every week. But we'll just go through the top five on that real quick. So it was Trevor Drew getting his fourth win in a row. Anthony Roselli finishes second. Chad Lackey third. Great run for fourth place. Harold Klump finishes fourth, and Sam Bachman, defending champion, finishes 10th or fifth, starting 10th.
Yeah, I think I've picked Roselli a couple times to get the win, and he just keeps coming up the bridesmaid there. So it'll come. I'm confident for the end of the season. He's just put himself in position too often to not capitalize one of these nights.
I tell you what, just looking at this, the run time on these events, they had their qualifying, then they got a few minutes of practice. I mean, each heat race took a minute, and then the feature took 9 minutes. I think these guys are there for 20 minutes. That was it.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. We'll get to the Cup race, but for Dover at 160 laps, that was blazing fast too. But
both both cup races, this playoffs have been
yeah,
caution free.
yeah. So let's jump to the Busch Series here. Um, your teammate Jeff Pogo walks away with the win. Um,
Yep, called that one. I mean, Jeff's good at Dover in general, but I just felt like the Xfinity car and the way how good he is at Dover, I felt like that was going to be a not a sure thing, but I figured he would be one of the main guys people would have to contend with.
and I'll say up front, there was a slight blip with this session. It was supposed to be 135 laps, and somehow I set all these sessions back in I think end of September, right? I loaded them all in, and
Yeah.
somehow it was set at 150, not 135. I don't know if we adjusted on the schedule and I just didn't go back and change or what, but I apologize. I know Dustin had his race strategy figured out at 135, um, and it kind of bit him. Um, I actually, just as I went to bed, I clicked on. I saw that it was you guys were going green, and it was 150. I was like, oh crap! And I was just praying that everyone would see that early in the race to adjust. And I don't know if Dustin didn't see it in time or what, but my apologies to everyone for that. That they had an extra 15 laps.
Yeah. I mean, this is another. I think we had one caution in this race.
Yeah,
So
it was early too, like
for
right first part of the
for
race.
for yeah, for Dover, um, yeah, to have one caution between the two series, I think that's a great weekend.
Yeah, I said it in my post race interview on the Cup side. If begin the season, if you were looking at your bingo card, no one had caution free in the Cup Series. I guarantee you, no one would have one caution in the Xfinity Series, especially given how those cars can be on top of the track sometimes. So, um, so that's two of our four series we've talked. We ran through the top five, right? Or did we not? We just talked about
No,
that.
no, we'll go through that real
Okay.
quick. I go through the quick top 10. So we got Pogo gets his first win. Mike Kelly second. Scott Simley third. Logan Kogar fourth. Those guys are you could throw a blanket under over top of all four of them most of the race. Dustin Coggin, as we said, finishes fifth. Steve Ritter sixth. Johnny Barker seventh. Rick Kennedy eighth. Myself in ninth, and Joe Hudson finishes 10th.
I am getting the results up on my other monitors so I can click on them from here on out. Um, so, and I'm in the wrong series. So, a little behind here. I was rushing to finish dinner before we got on. Okay, moving right along. So, last Saturday morning we had our first ever um, 802 ARCA Series event at Motegi. um, kind of had the Canadian theme from the 358 Modified Series come over. Matt Barber, who everyone knows from that series, um, came over and hey, let's give Dean Reynolds a shout out. He kind of threw the gauntlet down to those guys. He's like, hey, I'm gonna go run this ARCA series, and some of them guys came over with him. Shane Billings was gonna race. He ended up getting disconnected. He had some connection issues going on. And we only had 10 cars week one. We have 4 or 5 more that joined this week. And some of the guys, we had guys that had stuff going on the weekends. This is, I fully expect to be a series that we have, you know, not many 100%ers being a Saturday morning. But Matt Barber dominates the race. Um, Christian McCarty was second. I finished third. Clay Stewart finished fourth, and Chris Progar came in fifth. And I got the finishing order up now. I will bring that up. Um, we only had two cautions in 100 laps. Um, Zach Smathers was sixth. Dean Reynolds was seventh. Alan Porter was eighth. John Fowler only made it 2 laps. He had a work call right to start the race and had to bail off. So um, we're at Chicagoland this weekend. So with the ARCA Series Saturday morning, it should be fun. Hope we have some more guys. And just good fun Saturday morning, no pressure. So that moves us over to kind of our focus for tonight, which is the Cup Series. So, as we talked about, we went to Dover. Um, I don't think anyone expected this to go green to checkers. It did, and there was some really good racing in it, and then there was some real bad luck for some people. So I'll give it the top five real quick, and then we'll jump right to you, Brandon. So Anthony Calatoni wins, um, dominated the race. Um, Pretty much he after our pit stop. Well, let's talk strategy first. So some guys went with a two pit strategy. They pitted prior to lap 60. Um, well, prior to lap
Yep.
70, I should say, right? No, prior to lap 80. It was 160 laps. Um,
I was gonna do the two stop strategy, and I was trying to hit pit road at lap 60,
yep.
and then the last two I was gonna split it into 50s.
Um, so there was two sets of strategy there. I think everyone in the top five at the end of the night ended up on the one-stop strategy. Um, my play was a pit on 81. Um, lap 60, I got the right front tire warning, and I had got that about 10 laps after my teammate Eli Raposa did. Um, and about lap 74, 75, Eli blew it right front and got the meatball for it. So at lap 77, I knew I could make it the rest of the race, and I pitted then. But Anthony won it. Scott Slinger was second. I ended up finishing third. Nate Brooker fourth, and Sean Deal finished fifth. And both those guys are in their first starts with us. So kind of cool to see that. Let's run through the. We will run through the top 10 real quick, Brandon. If you don't have it up, I
Yep.
do.
Yep.
Actually, let's
So
run through the full field here.
okay. So sixth Jim Ott, seventh Brennan Hinton, eighth Frank Zingen, and ninth Joe Hudson, 10th Nick Larson, 11th Eli Raposa, 12th Arabia Caton, 13th Jeff Pogo, 14th Chris Progar, myself and 15th Mike Kelly 16th, Johnny Barker 17th, Steve Vest 18th, and Steve Ritter 19th.
One thing I think worth pointing out: three cars in the lead lap. Um, Scott Slinger finished second. He was just shy of 11 seconds behind Calantoni. I was just shy of 20 seconds behind him. Everyone else was a lap down. So that long green flag run really took its toll. And then we had several people that had misfortune throughout the race, several point contenders. Um, and that leads us right to you, Brandon. So you find yourself 13th on the wrong side of the
Yep.
cut line. And looking back on how you got there, you had a 23rd place finish at Michigan, kind of put you in a hole coming right out the gate. And then last week you ended up 15th at Dover. So um, let's hear from you. Um, talk about those two races and where you find yourself and what's your thought process going into Sunday.
Yeah, honestly, it all goes back to Michigan and just the connection issues and losing internet and putting me down 3 laps. That's kind of, I won't say at that point it kind of sealed my fate, but I knew Dover isn't like one of my best tracks. So I really was banking on a good Michigan finish, which I'm pretty sure I would have had at least a top 10. So right there, that's almost 15 more points. So that's the kicker because that's more something that was out of my control. Like this past week, I ran like crap, but it was all in my own doing, so it don't really bother me like where I finished. This last week, it all kind of to me it all goes back to Michigan and just disconnecting for the few laps, and then obviously like I think I could have finished about 10th here again, but yeah, it all goes back to Michigan and losing way more points than I realistically lost here. Here, I think I lost probably 5 points compared to where I could have run, but Michigan's the big one where, like I said, I lost probably about 15 points from where I was running. Because even after I got reconnected last week or 2 weeks ago, I was running right with Nick the whole last run of that race, and he finished 10th, so 11th. It doesn't. That's where I could figure I lost most of my points, and then yeah, this week, I mean, I'm not the kind of guy that's gonna go out there and be like, yeah, well, I'd like to, but it doesn't always happen. I want to go out there and get the pole, lead the most laps, and win the race. Like that's pretty much my mentality going into this weekend. The chances of it actually happening because there's a lot of really fast guys are slim, but that's that's where my goal is. Because without doing that, then I'm not gonna be able to put pressure on trying to jump over 3 guys, 4 guys. It'd be way different if I was the next guy, but I gotta still jump over three guys to get in. So it's a little bit more of a challenge, but yeah, I go like it all goes back to Michigan for me.
Yeah, I felt like lap 35, 45 last week at Dover. I remember at one point looking at my relative, and I was running third or fourth at that point. Um, because I got to third at one point, then I fell back behind Jeff. He got back by me. I feel like I saw you on my relative, which probably would have put you seventh or eighth at that point. I feel like you drove up into the top 10 or right close to it at Dover before you had your mishap on was it coming to pit road, right?
Yeah,
Um,
so I came to pit road and I I didn't do what Johnny did, but I did clip the barriers a little bit and then also was still speeding too, so and then I took the speeding penalty and I had more damage than I actually thought I did, like because I mean I had the penalty, so I got out of the car and like looked at it and I was like, all right, it's not that bad. Knowing it's green flag and I'm already getting 40 seconds for speeding, I was like, I'm just gonna go. I don't have time to fix it. And then first lap on the track, like it didn't turn, and then of course, I get into Chris, and I felt bad about that. Like I mic'd up immediately. I was like, sorry, Chris, like my car's way more broke than I thought it was. Plan was to limp around and just hope eventually, like I'm thinking, like it's Dover, we're gonna get a caution, and it just never came. So actually, at that point, after I wrecked with Chris, I was gonna park it, and then I kept seeing like other guys dropping out, and I was like, well, I could probably gain like 4 spots here or so. So that's when I got in the car, I was 18th, and I got up to 14th, and Chris passed me like 2 laps to go because with the amount of damage that I had in my car, I had to pit 2 extra times because I kept blowing the right front of the car.
it so I was running like fourth when the pit stop cycle started. I think you were one of the first ones to come to pit road. Um, and it was funny because I planned to race the whole race for position, like try to go as high up in the field as I could, and then you had your problems. Steve had a problem right off the bat. He got some damage on the pace lap, and then his car just would not turn. And by lap 35, when he fell out, I believe it was 35. Um, he his tire was down to like 20s or 30s already. He'll tell us when he comes on, but he just had that so much damage. It was just not not turning, and so he was the first one to have problems, and then you had problems. Johnny coming to pit road has problems. Peels, and I watched Johnny's deal. He just barely touched the barrel, and it peeled the right front, broke the toe link, and peeled the fender off. He was
Oh
like,
yeah, rip the whole car apart.
Nick, my teammate, other teammate, he got the barrels coming into pit road. Jim Ott got, I believe, a speeding
Speeding,
penalty, right?
but Jim persevered. He finished at sixth,
Yeah,
so like,
Jim had a
and
great
that's
comeback.
good, especially because he had the same thing last week. He had connection issues just like me at Michigan, so.
And then Jeff, I didn't go back and watch it, but it sounded like maybe he got loose, and then um, Anthony got
Yeah,
into
he
it
got
maybe when he was checked up trying to save it or something.
yeah, it kind of started to step out on him a little bit, and then Anthony just come out of pit road. And just a comment on that real quick. If that doesn't happen, I think we have a totally different race for the lead because that was the green flag cycle, and Pogo was ahead of Anthony at the time. They weren't racing for the lead yet, but
Yep.
Pogo had come out in front of him, but car stepped out on Pogo a little bit, and Anthony just didn't have time to react. And
How much did Jeff undercut Anthony by on the pit stop? How many laps? Because I know I
I
was a couple seconds behind Jeff, and I feel like Anthony was 5 or 6 seconds ahead of us at that point. So it must have been a pretty significant undercut to leap him like that, or Jeff just did a spectacular job getting on the pit road and made up time there.
I know Bobby Pockgrass wrote it in his article. I feel like
Um,
so. Jim and Jeff both pitted on 74, and
yeah,
Anthony Calantoni pitted on 82. So about 8 laps.
yep. So there you go. When you're talking a second and a half drop off, well, about a second, because you could qualify in the high 22s, and we were probably running high 23s at that point. So, yeah, the undercut definitely came into play there. But the finish, what I was starting to say about my strategy was I was gonna race the whole race, and then when everyone had their problems, it was clear as the right on the wall was like, hey, I get a top three if I just keep my nose clean. So I just went into like a prevent defense. I just made sure I just rolled the corners, saved my right front. I didn't want to have any tire issues. Um, I was points racing at that point. So um, yeah, and then I every time I would buy you, I would say to Nick and Eli, I'm like, man, Brandon is just he's just grinding this out, and it's not fun when you're in that position. Um, you were staying up high, letting him go, and I felt bad for you and for Chris, anyone that was grinding out like that, because that's a long time to do
I
that at that track.
I had to stay high, or else I would be getting up into everybody. Like the car just wasn't turning.
So we got Chris sitting in the waiting room. Let's get him in here, and we'll have a chat with him. Hey, Chris, welcome back to the podcast. How you doing tonight?
I am fantastic.
Chris,
How
do
are
you
you
have your
guys doing
notes for who you have to
tonight? What
thank at the
notes?
end of your interview?
What notes? You, Brandon.
You don't have to thank me. There's one person you forgot to thank, and you know who it is.
Who? Oh, what's his name? Delgado
No,
or
Your
no.
wife.
You're supposed to thank
my
your wife. You
wife.
already
Supposed to thank your
My
forgot.
wife,
wife.
Chris.
Yes,
You
yes.
Oh,
posted in the
Chris.
chat you
It.
forgot to thank your
Trust,
wife, and you were
look.
going to do it again if it wasn't for Brandon.
Yes. Well, Brandon's making up for freaking Door and me.
So, um,
No.
I was
First
I
off,
was I was out
Brandon,
there to wreck
it was all
everybody
good.
once I was done.
It was all good, man. I knew you were running a wrecked car, so there was nothing personal in there. I took none of it seriously.
so
I will
how's it?
say I was happy that you were able to come back and pass me.
Oh man, like, you don't understand. I was pushing hard, like, so new wheel, like brand new wheel. This is so first race was Phoenix in another league, then Motegi, then Dover, then I did Richmond. Now we get an off week basically where I get to go to freaking Chicagoland for 2 races. Thank God. Then I'm back to freaking Darlington for this next one. Then Bristol.
So, Chris,
All trying to learn a new wheel.
um, how's it feel to be the bubble boy?
So right now, I've got a little bit of imposter syndrome just because of how I got in the playoffs. I absolutely backed my way in, which is fine. So other people's misfortune, you got to capitalize on it. But I feel like if I can push through this round and make it through the cut, then I feel like I belong. But right now, I'm still kind of doing that imposter syndrome. I had a good run going at Michigan, but I couldn't save fuel because my throttle kept hanging on my old pedals. So I couldn't even clutch the car going in the corners because the throttle would hang. So I wasn't saving any fuel. But I had a solid run there, but couldn't capitalize. And then Dover was freaking horrible. So I feel like I haven't had a chance to really show that I belong. Does that make sense?
Hey, yeah, it does. But be next to Dover. It's one of my favorite tracks.
No, no, no. I love Dover. I absolutely love Dover. Dover hates me. Like Dover absolutely despises me. So,
That's to me
eh,
North Wilkesboro. My favorite. That is hands down my favorite track, and I just can never capitalize there. Um, so you like I said, you're in 10th place. Um, you're 3 points behind Jim. You're 3 points ahead of Arabia and Steve Ritter. What is your mindset going into?
keep the car clean. I think if I can keep my car clean, put in a solid effort, I'll make it through to the next round. But I feel like even eighth place is under fire. Like there could be a wreck, and the next thing me and was it Pogo's in ninth, right? Or is that Ott?
Jim Ott.
So Ott's in ninth, and he's only a couple points ahead of me. So if we end up in a wreck, we're down, then like you have a three-way battle for 2 spots with the guys below the cut. Like, I mean, there mayhem can occur and it's gonna be hard fighting. This isn't gonna be a we got to relax and kind of push the fuel like we did at Michigan. There's two races going on Sunday. There's us and them. And us is going to dictate the race. I'm pretty sure we're going to be driving hard.
So
I feel like,
I don't want to add like heartburn to you, but so yeah, you go into the night 3 points ahead of like a Ritter in Arabia, right?
hmm
But if one of them goes out and wins the pole and leads the first lap on
that's 2 points gone.
lap one, you're in the conclusion of lap one, you're now +1 on them.
And they lead a lap, we're tied.
Yeah. Well, no, the pole is 1 point, leading the lap's 1 point. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah,
If they
yeah.
get the pole and then they lead the first lap, now all of a
Yeah,
sudden you're
that's one
you know
point.
vice
Yeah.
versa.
No,
Jim
I
Ott's
know.
very capable of winning the pole and leading a bunch of laps off the start of the race, and now all of a sudden
Yep.
he's 5 points ahead of you, and if one of those guys happen to jump you by 4 spots on the track, it's
Yeah.
I would not want to be Brett going into Sunday night because he's going to be just trying to
Losing
do
his
math on the
mind.
fly, and we might have to get him some help there.
Focus it on the leaders? Nah, let's keep it in the freaking let's go to the trenches where the real battle is. Because those guys really aren't battling for anything. Yeah, okay, little positioning or whatever going into the next round, but there's going to be there's war to be waged Sunday night, and it's all going
That's
to be around us.
well, there's absolutely nothing to do with position in the next round because at the start of the next round, everyone's at the same exact points. The bonus
Yeah,
points for the wins only affected round one. So, um,
yeah,
you know, when we reset Sunday night after the conclusion of the race, those 10 guys just all started, the same amount of points for the next three races, which are Las Vegas,
yeah.
Gateway.
Bristol, Vegas.
No, it's Vegas first, then Gateway, and then
To be Homestead.
Homestead.
Oh, okay. So I gotta go. I'm down for Vegas and Homestead. I can handle that.
Yeah, we got bigger
I'm good.
tracks.
Oh, thank God. I need a break.
How many laps have you turned at Chicagoland this week so far?
So I've done about 50 in the ARCA and about 50 in the Cup car. I'm going to be running some more laps tonight too. Mostly ARCA car just for tomorrow, and then tomorrow while the blizzard occurs, then I'll probably be running some Cup cars, running some Cup practice
So how much
myself,
snow are you
whatever.
supposed to get?
Anywhere from 12 to 24 inches. They haven't figured it out yet. It all depends on where that line goes because it could be some rain, it could be some snow, but I am definitely going to be racing. I will stop snow blowing. I will leave that thing just in the middle of my driveway. I don't care. I'll be in here racing Sunday night.
Yeah, so Nick Larson just gave us an update on our team chat a while ago. The prediction for his house is 24 to 36 inches.
He's got to be up north.
Yeah, he's up on the UP.
Yeah, he's up in the UP, but I mean it's across the board. Like I'm on the lake, so I'm over in Manitowoc. I'm south of him, but because I'm on the lake, I'm gonna get bonus snow.
The old lake effect. I get that where
Yeah.
I'm at.
It's not as bad as if you're in Buffalo, but yeah, I get bonus snow.
Yeah, I remember Buffalo always used to get hit the worst whenever I'd be watching New York storms. It just-
So
you
Yeah,
think
the
you're
yeah,
other
having
I'm
it
advantage
bad.
there
Then a guy
just
from
of us,
Buffalo.
just
yeah,
advantage of us. We have
I live in Buffalo. So, but yeah, I am absolutely pumped, and I think my teammates are gonna be showing up too, so I might have some help.
nice.
Yes, I yelled at him. I yelled at him Wednesday night we were racing together. I was like, "Boys, you better be there for me." You know what? I was prepped to help you guys, but you better help me.
Yeah, it's funny, like you just said that, because like when you were on 4 weeks ago, that's literally what you were talking about. Like, I'm gonna be the one that helps my teammates. I'm gonna do whatever I can for my teammates. Then, now here we are, right on the cusp of the cutoff race, and it's all, hey, Chris is the one, and
Just
then these two missed the race, so they're out. So like,
yeah, yeah.
it's
I'm
it's
over here
crazy how
just
like much of a 180 that's been.
yeah, but I
But
mean
I'm here
it's
for it because I
yeah.
I love having you in the playoffs. Like I was not that I was like I shouldn't say I was really excited, but just after we'd had you on for the podcast, I was like, man, like he's really like in this league and like he wants it. And like not that Cody did, nothing like that. It's
Yeah,
just
no, nothing against
it's
Cody
just
or
yeah. Like it's almost like I was like thinking like, man, if only we could have like a Jeff Gordon rule where we could just be like, let's just add this guy. He deserves it. You know what I mean? It's like that, and that's not what happened, but
well,
that's just how it came off. Like once we had like the interview and everything.
I think next season's going to be a lot better. I'll have more time with the new wheel. I'll be able to actually start the season with the league. Run the races at Daytona, and I think I'll be able to race a little bit more. I think, and it's going to be nice.
You're looking forward to the full length race at Kansas to finish the season.
Oh, I'm all for it, man. Let's do it.
267 laps.
Hell yeah, buddy.
So
Hell yeah, let's go.
that'll be fun.
Yeah,
So
I love the full length races. I hope we do get more than 3 sets of tires, though. I feel like you need to be a little generous. Give us 4.
Two.
No, we will
Two.
get more. We won't get
Two.
more. We will get at least one additional set of tires there, maybe 2.
Okay. Talk to Goodyear. See what they can do.
two sets of tires, one set of Hoosiers, and then it's 50% fuel. So oh, no.
Yeah.
Pit stops.
Yeah.
30 pit
Oh,
stops.
fuel
Jeez,
only.
that would be.
Y'all get
That,
to pick
I
when you
mean,
want to put your no cautions either, Chris. It's
yeah, cautions are off. Just go.
I want to be there all
Honestly,
night.
let's do a 24-hour race with teams and cup cars around like a track like Chicagoland or Charlotte or something like that. I think would be fun as hell. Just to have that would be entertaining.
Don't give us any ideas. We could.
Yeah,
Let's do an 8R.
So
we'll start planning. But yeah, before we let you go, because we got Jim waiting in the booth. If you had to set like a target goal number, like if I run here, I'm good. What are you thinking going into this weekend? What's that
Fifth.
magic number? 5th?
If I can get up to 5th, I think I've got a good chance of at least being there to fight for it. Because at 5th, I'm probably going to be able to pit cycle my way through, at least lead 1 lap.
Yep.
And that's where I want to be is up there, at least 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th in that area there. I think that'll at least help. And it just basically I just have to be ahead of you guys. That's my
Yep.
only goal. And I think as long as even if it's by 1 spot, I'm there for it. Just that's my goal is just to run with you guys and stay ahead. No
You don't want to
mistakes
be
on
running
pit
with me,
road.
Chris. I don't run in the front anymore.
Well,
Brandon,
I just got
Brandon is very good at Chicagoland.
yeah, I don't have to be the fastest guy on track. I just got to be faster than you. That's
Yep.
that's that's the mentality I'm going for this week, and that's what I'm going to try and do.
Okay, Chris, I want to thank you for coming on. Is there
You got
anyone
anybody you
you would like
you
to
want to
thank?
thank?
God, I can't think of anyone. I don't know. No. My lovely wife. She has been so freaking supportive. Like when I told her I needed a new wheel, she's like, "Okay, go for it." I was like, "Holy crap, you're so cool." So, yeah,
Did you tell her
she
the price, or did you just say you needed the new
No,
wheel?
you don't tell the whole
I
story, Brandon.
Yeah,
no, no, no,
yeah.
no, no,
She didn't see
no, no,
she didn't see the
no,
number, did she?
no, 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 no. Nope,
She,
nope, nope, nope.
you know, she's the one that turned the FedEx guy away with your rig.
No, oh no. Oh, don't even get me started on that. That was a nightmare. But no, thank you guys. Thank you so much for putting this league together. It's been an absolute treat. I love everybody that I race with. And yeah, I might get a little talking to here or there in the general chat, but honestly, everything I say comes from a place of love. I love all of you guys. You're almost like a family to me, so I'm absolutely gonna just dog on my family. So and like I spun out on exit instead of hitting the tires in the entry, I hit the wall on exit. So I mean, we all step on it.
You ready
Just
for another 40
mine
laps of
wasn't
green in
visible.
Chicagoland?
Heck yeah, let's do it.
I
You
think
think
we
we can
will.
go green for the third weeks in a row?
I bet you we can. I bet you we can.
Do you prefer this race go green? Do you think that plays more into your strategy better?
I think so. I honestly think if we can, because it's going to come down to who can save fuel, who can save tires. And honestly, I've been getting pretty good at saving tires. I'm still learning the slip and grip when it comes to this wheel, but I'm able to be a little bit more precise when I'm turning. I'm able to open up the wheel a little bit more on exit, and I feel like I'm able to really, utilize the tires to their full life. And I think if we can go green, I might be able to have something at the end.
Okay,
Awesome.
okay, Chris, you racing the Busch race tonight?
No, I'm not. I'm going to be turning laps in the Cup car and the ARCA car,
I will see
remember?
the Arca car tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Have a good night, bud.
You
Yeah.
too. Thanks, guys.
Chris, I'll still wish you good luck Sunday, even though we're.
You too, man. Just not as
if
much
I was
fun.
hey, if I was closer, I'd be more hard ass, but I don't think I'm close enough in point. I got too much of a deficit. But thanks for coming on, man.
Yep. We'll see you.
Okay, let's bring on our next guest. I'll let you do the introduction. How's that, Brandon?
Yep.
Get your team.
Yeah. So now joining us on the podcast, driver of the number 4 car for Hoonigan Racing, Mr. Jim Ott. Jim, how we doing, buddy? He's got to be there.
Jim, you there? I'm having deja vu to one of Jeff Pogo's vids of the podcast last season with us. Did the same thing happen with Jeff last time?
He will show up. So we'll give him a couple seconds here, but because we did run a little late, so maybe he stepped out for a second. Yeah. Oh, I see some movement on the mic.
Hey Jim, how you doing?
I got you guys. How you doing?
There he
Not
is.
bad, bud.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Welcome to the podcast.
Jim, is this your first time on the pod?
I believe it is. Yeah.
Look at that. So
yeah, I appreciate you guys having me tonight, man. It's pretty cool.
yeah. So
just let me say, I want to get you on for a longer chat at some point.
All right.
This is harmonized.
Let's see how this goes, Rob. Let's see how this goes first.
So, heading into the weekend, 3 points up on the Cutline now. I mean, obviously that kind of had a nice little. Well, you had a little bit of advantage having going into the playoffs with a few wins, and then Michigan. Of course, me and you both have connection issues, so that gives us really crappy finishes. And then going into Dover, you're quick. You knew you had to have a good run, and then the pit road speeding penalty kind of hinders you. But then you come on a great comeback, and you end up finishing 6th. And yeah, like I said at the beginning of this year, +3 going into the final race of this first round. How do you first kind of give like a brief overview of like what you think over the last 2 races, and then how do you feel going into Chicago next week?
Yeah, like you said, Brandon, that Michigan race, we both were looking forward to that. And for me, I mean, couldn't be more disappointing with the connection issues. One of my best tracks, if not my best track, and that was heartbreaking, man. And had a great starting position. Probably would have good speed all night. Who knows what happened? But yeah, I got behind the 8 ball pretty quick there with the first run. And then Dover, again, great track for me. And then self-inflicted error on my part. Again, great speed. Probably the fastest car in the second half of the race. And yeah, I had to fight back to 6th place with my issue. I created that. So been digging out of a hole. Chicagoland, that sets well for me too, mile and a half. But I got to be careful now. I can't have the same mentality as those first 2 and just try to run up front and I guess be aggressive. I got to be a little more conservative and kind of understand who's around me more so than ever. The goal is just to make it in the second round and just have a fresh start. So, Yeah, I should have good speed here. Haven't ran any laps yet, but I definitely will this weekend, and looking forward to it. Um, but yeah, I just need to keep myself up front this week and just be clean. If I can do that, I feel very confident making the second round and then just getting a fresh start.
I think that's well said, and like I told Chris a few minutes ago, I look at you as someone that can go in there Sunday, you can win the pole and lead obviously lap one, and all of a sudden you give yourself 2 points on the bubble. So,
Hell, he's the guy that could. He's led I think he has the most races this season with leading the most
yeah,
laps. So he could go in there and get the other bonus point too.
yeah. But my point was, I know in lap one he could have already gotten some distance on,
Yeah.
on Chris and Steve and
Yep.
yourself in Arabia.
Yeah,
Um,
it's it's the thing is though, it's just having. I mean, I'll use Anthony or Jeff where they're going to be themselves, man. They're going to race, probably try to keep themselves up front. That's not really going to be my focus. My focus is just stay near the front, stay ahead of these, Brandon and Steve and Chris. Like that's my focus this week. So the mentality is definitely a little bit different.
have you run the next gen on this new tire and track model since the update on Tuesday?
Yeah, it's the other change, right? So I don't know what to expect. So I
So
definitely need to turn some laps and see what the rubber does.
yeah,
I
I'll tell you now, the more cars run a line, so like it used to be some tracks the bottom had like this, wore the tires last. If everyone was on the bottom, it didn't affect it. So now the more cars that run the line, it puts more rubber on the track, and then it starts tearing the tires. So
Yeah, it forces you to move your line now.
you
So
have to
you're
start
going to be
searching the
searching.
line, and you're gonna have to start paying attention to where other people are running. And after, like, no one knows what the algorithm is. Like, is it everyone's up top for 15 laps, and then the rubber starts to go down, then you guys start. No one really knows that yet, right? So, and
Yep.
and like I tried testing with the AI earlier today, and the AI run the same line no matter what. They never move. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
until we get into a
Yeah.
race and you have guys moving around, it's gonna be wild. I think on Sunday, I'm kind of nervous about it because I think I'm sure like you at Michigan, you know what line you like to run there. You know what line is good for your tires. It gives you long run speed, and I think that's a huge question mark for all of us going into Sunday. Is what's that look like now?
Yeah,
So
absolutely. I'm hoping what we see though is definitely seeing that black layer getting wore out and being able to really identify that while racing. And if we're able to see that, as well as they're saying, I think the adjustments for some of us is going to be much easier. And uh, I myself, I can adjust, like I do have preferred lines, but even last week I had a preferred line at Dover and I had to really switch up my 3 and 4 last week. Really off of Anthony's line. Anthony was just cruising kind of like mid high line and he was starting to gap me. So I made some adjustments there and that's why I was saying about the second half of the race. I was starting to make some gains and Jeff was giving me some lap times and let me know kind of where I stood. But either way, the adjustment factor is kind of what I'm talking about, and I think I can adapt to change as far as that. So I am looking forward to it, though. I want to see what kind of racing it creates, and passing as well. So should be fun, though.
yeah,
Yeah. I
and I'm
think
looking
honestly
forward to
we
the
can't.
flight to see
We
that.
can't be going to a better track for it.
Oh, sure, yeah, right. I mean, multiple lanes here,
Yeah,
so
exactly. Like there's
yeah,
everybody can go all over the track here. Like, and it's gonna
yep,
start out that way. It's not like a track where we all start on the bottom and then eventually we slowly work. No, man, this is like one of them tracks where you could
yep,
start right out running, ripping the wall, ripping the
yeah,
middle. Like, so yeah, I'm very curious to see how the tire wear and the rubber is gonna build. It's marbles.
yeah.
Not picking up marbles under cautions if we actually get a caution.
Well, shoot,
But
you too,
that's
Brand. You love that high line, man. So, this should
yeah,
be, yeah.
I love the outside. And like I would feel a little bit more confident going into this week if I wasn't -7. But that's racing. But I'm still I'm still going out there like I'm racing my ass off. Like
Oh, absolutely.
this is one of my favorite tracks. I love the 1.5 miles where you can really get to the outside and kind of be on the wall. And we got a bunch of them coming up. And
Yeah.
I know this is a track that fits your style too. Like I know it. Like
Oh, it's us, man. And I hate that it comes down to us, as teammates, and
yeah,
that part sucks. It does, but at the same time, it's fun. It definitely makes
yeah,
the dynamic interesting. But it's what it's all about, man. We've been racing all year, and here we are fighting for that second round. I didn't expect myself to be fighting after the first round, but
I
it
don't
is
think
what
either
it
of us
is.
did.
No, by no means, by no means. Some bad luck for sure, and me, I had some self-inflicted just issues all year round, man. I've had some speeding penalties. I've put myself in some bad spots, and apparently I haven't learned from it yet. But the laps led means nothing at this point. Yeah, it's great, but I've got nothing to show for it at this point. So I definitely need to clean it up.
I
Yeah.
think one of
So
the things that we haven't touched on is being Chicago in a mile and a half. We could see 30 cars here this weekend. We could see a bunch of the Sim 500 guys come over to race that.
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
kind of what I'm hoping for.
And that, so
I'm
now
hoping
all of a
for.
sudden someone like Johnny or Nick that are 9 or plus 10 on the cut line, they go out early. All of a sudden, they finish 27th, and that's I'm not sure. We focused on you and Chris and Arabia and Steve and Brandon, but I'm not sure if I'm Nick at plus 11, I'm really comfortable. If we have
Yeah,
30 cars, so there's a ton
right.
of unknowns going into Sunday.
It is, man, and we can get caught up in somebody else's mess. Have a speeding penalty, what have you. It could go wrong real quick if we got that kind of car count. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. But
And if we, if we keep having both races have gone green to checker. You have
Yeah.
green flag races, you don't have a chance to make up them laps.
yeah, I mean, last week, who would have thought?
Yeah.
What an awesome race. I mean, we go green, flag to flag. That's incredible at a track like that. I was confident I was going to get my lap back. I was 3 laps down at one point and went down to one. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's Dover, right? Like, no, so that's a testament to this league too. I mean, it's 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 awesome, man. I've enjoyed it so much this year. It's been a lot of fun, and right there is even with my problems, I'm like, man, I'm having a blast. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely, that green flag racing is a blast, and um, one of the things I like. And we're right now. I put some things up in the admin chat about what we're looking at for next season stuff, and um, we got some guys that have messaged that they like the stage points and stuff, and I'm like, oh, we can do stage points, but you don't have to throw a yellow, or do we throw yellows and stuff, And I'm not a big fan of throwing yellows for stages, but because
I don't like any artificial yellow.
I,
I don't.
I like the
It's
green
got
flag
it.
racing. I really do. It separates it separates the field, and it lets guys actually race.
Yeah, I would
That's what I
agree
enjoy.
too. Yeah,
Not only that,
I
it's
agree
like
with you.
when the caution's coming out, like you already know like your first pit stop. Unless you make that first caution like super early or something, which you can't do that for a stage and just
It
yeah,
does
the
take a lot of
artificial
the
caution.
strategy away.
Yeah, it really messes with a lot of it, and
Yep. And it creates cautions. Guys are probably driving a little bit harder to get maybe a stage point, and you know what I mean? Like it does. It creates some animosity and cautions that are probably unnecessary. And I just enjoy the organic cautions, if you will, and just racing to see it shows the skill, kind of like what I was saying, like we're just racing out there, man. You're able to see those short runs, mid runs, long runs, and you're not able to see that with the stages. You
yep.
just get short mid runs, and that's it. They're sprints, and you kind of got the official stuff, which I cannot stand. But when you have the long green flags, now you get to really see, the talent and the tire savers and just everything. So that's why I prefer it, but. yeah, man, it's either way, it's interesting, right? But yeah, I definitely prefer that.
You're not going to get up at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning and run the NIS race.
I might do a noon one, Rob, but no, 6 a.m. That's a little much for me. In fact, it's 5 a.m. Being in the East
Oh
Coast,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Well,
absolutely
no,
not.
now it's
So,
6 a.m. now on the East Coast.
oh, is it
Yeah,
okay?
because
All
of
right.
time change.
Yeah, it's
Ten
still a hard
hours.
no.
So yeah, it is now. So
Nah, I'll be having my coffee by then, man. If I'm even up, so no, I'm good.
I'm actually
But
gonna. My plan is to get up and run it before the ARCA race. So
yeah, no, I might do the noon one or whatnot, but yeah, it's about it. But I mean, shoot, hopefully the weather cooperates too, because we're actually we lost power this afternoon. We're on a generator right now, so it's been pretty crazy with the wind.
oh
But
boy, Nick's. I
yeah,
know Nick and Chris are both hoping the same thing for Sunday. They're supposed to
yeah,
be
isn't Nick in
getting
Michigan as
snow.
well?
Yeah, Nick's. Yeah, Nick's looking at. He's up in the UP and he's looking at 24 to 36 inches. He said.
Oh my, yeah, it's insane.
So
That might put a damper on racing.
yeah, I would hate to have. To come Sunday night, we have 4 or 5 guys that don't have power because that would.
No.
I don't know what we do at that point. I think as
We
admins,
got
Yeah.
a
we have
race.
to have.
We got a race. We got,
Yeah,
we
get
got
a
Brandon,
a race.
guy that
Brand,
doesn't have to worry about his power going
yeah,
out.
Brandon says call it. We're good, man.
That
So,
that factor is not true. My computer has been going out more than anything lately. I've been disconnected from so many races and been blanking so much. But
Man, I feel your
Jim,
pain, Brandon.
yeah, Jim, I want to thank you for coming on. We got Steve waiting, but I'll ask kind of like the same question I asked Chris. You kind of answered a little bit that you're going to be mostly monitoring, like where me, Steve, and the other guys are. But is there like if there's on the track where you feel comfortable, like all right, if I finish here, like I'm all but certain, like this is without leading a lap, without what I mean. This is just you. Simply, I got a running spot, and like I feel comfortable here, and nobody's going to get me here. Like if you could run top 10, top 5, is there a spot that,
I mean,
or is it
I
mostly
guess,
just where's the other guys?
and I would say probably top three, top five would be where I'd want to be. I'd feel
Yeah.
comfortable there. Yeah. But again, man, it's really, I just need to execute and just have a good, clean race and keep the nose clean. That's my focus. I feel everything else will take care of itself if I do that. So that's really my primary focus, and if I can do that, I think I'll be okay to make it the next round and have that nice that refresh.
Awesome. Got any
Hey,
last ones, Rob?
no, just ask him. Does anyone he wants to give a shout out to while he's on?
Yep.
I do, guys. I appreciate you guys having me on tonight. That means a lot. And again, I've had a blast this season. I appreciate both you guys, everything you've done. I know it takes a lot to run these leagues, Rob. Sponsors with Riptide Radio and shoot, Joey coming on and having his guys, man. It's been a lot of fun as well. So appreciate the broadcast and just family and friends and watching. And I look forward to having this opportunity again. I'd like to talk to you guys. This is a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, and Jim, I want to thank you for coming back this season and giving it another shot with us. I really appreciate you giving us another chance to race with us. And we definitely want to get you back on the podcast, talking about your sim racing career and everything like that. But I just want to say thank you. It's been a pleasure having you in the league this season. And I said it on one of the other broadcasts. Um, there is times you just leave me in tears with some of your comments and just the dry humor and the I I sometimes I have to mic up and say, hey, knock it off. Um, and the comic relief is sometimes, not sometimes, all the times. I like to laugh and stuff. And I'll tell you, me and Steve and Johnny have been laughing our ass off at times. So,
You'd love the
well,
you
Discord.
well,
definitely are a good part of this league, and we really appreciate you.
I gotta say this, man. This one last word. I'm me through and through, man, and I let the emotions get the best of me at times. But at the end of the day, I love racing here. I enjoy racing with all these guys, even though it may not seem like that. But yeah, man, I just I say things, you know. So
there's
true.
if right
It
now
is true.
if someone said what's the quote of the season from the 802 Winston Cup Series,
oh
it would
shit.
hands down be not clear, bud.
I had that. Yeah, that sounds like me.
Uh, Cody had chopped your nose off or something, and
Oh,
every time he tried to defend himself, you just say not clear, bud. It was priceless. So
That's why you're not in our Discord.
yeah, that was.
oh boy. Oh boy.
Uh,
Yeah. On that note.
Yeah.
have a good night, Jim.
Nah, I do.
Yeah.
We'll see you at Chicagoland Sunday.
All right, guys. Thanks again. I
What's your racing
appreciate it.
tonight? You coming out tonight?
I'll surprise you.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Have a good
See you
night.
Sunday, Jim.
That was Jim Ott, driver of the 4-car in the 802 Winston Cup Series. Currently sitting 3 points of the good in ninth place. Now we're bringing on the driver who's tied for 11th. He's 3 points behind our first guest, Chris Progar. Drives the Bone Dry Roofing number 61, Steve Ritter. Steve, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, Rob. How you doing?
Not bad. Better than you guys out in the Midwest. They're looking at snow again. So.
Yeah, a little bit of snow. We got big winds right now. I just saw a thing pop up on my phone about power outages. I'm hoping I can make the 9:30 race tonight.
I'm glad you said it was popped up on your phone. I thought you were going to say something just flew by your window. And say, whoa.
So, Steve, here we are. Race 3 of the first round of the playoffs. And you find yourself on the wrong side of the cut line, 3 points back behind Chris Progar. Just kind of to set the table for how you end up where you are. Michigan, you had 15th place finish. Last week at Dover, you had some unfortunate contact on the pace lap. Not any of you're doing. Guy just kind of was checking the grip in first gear, and he got a little sideways and banged into you and did some damage to your left front. You ended up 19th. I know this isn't where you expected to see yourself going into the cut race. Just walk us through your first 2 weeks of the playoffs and what your thoughts are.
Hey, do we really have to go back over it? It was kind of a nightmare, to be honest with you.
I had to do it, Steve. I had to do it.
Well, let's. You probably don't want to relive it, but let's talk Michigan because, and everyone knows that you and I are teammates, and you and I and Johnny practice quite a bit together. And going to Michigan, I want to say it was Sunday morning. You, me, Johnny, and Nick practice, and of the four of us, you were probably the best car. And then when I was late getting on, and because I was having paints issues, getting my paint squared away, and the first thing you said was, I have no speed."
Yeah, it was weird. I honestly to this day I don't know what happened. That morning I was probably the best car in practice, and we get to the track and the thing is just dog slow, and it was horrible. I tried different lines and everything. I even recalibrated the wheel. Like I was trying all different type of stuff in practice because I don't know. It was just weird. And then the very next night I raced in another league, in Sim 500 league, and the car was right back to normal. I was right where it should be. So it was the weirdest thing in the world.
And you even went as far as restarted your computer before the Michigan race, and you did everything you
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
And then last week at Dover, just wrong place, wrong time on your
that was just bad luck. We'll just leave it at that.
You've had speed, so going into Sunday night, how do you approach it? What's your mindset?
Oh, you got to win it. No, I don't know. I'm just kidding. I was listening to Chris and Jim, and they're like, top 5 is good. Think of the I think they're right.
They're on the good side. They're on the good side. We're below.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
how far below am I? 3 points,
3
right?
points.
From Chris.
Arabia tied 3 points behind Chris.
So it's like Rob gave him the possibility. I said Steve can go out there and get the pole, lead the first lap, and then he's already gained 2 points on you. And then it's just a position battle.
Yeah, I got you. How many points am I away from that?
You are
Six.
six
You would
behind
be
him.
6.
Okay.
So
Okay.
right now you are 3 back of the cut. Jim Ott is 3 points above the cut. Your teammate Eli sits 7 points, so you're 10 back of Eli. You are 12 back of Johnny Barker, and you are 14 back of Nick, who's in 6. So, like we were talking of Jim, beat Chicagoland. We could get a bunch of the Sim 500 guys to come over and race, and we could have 30 cars. We've had north of 30 cars before in the last couple months during that time. So, all of a sudden, if you get caught speeding X in the pits, and you have to come back down pit road under green and have a 40-second hold, you could go from a top 5 to 25th, if we have 30 cars. So I'm not sure anyone in the top that's 6 back is really comfortable.
I heard you bring that up with Jim. No, that's a good point. You could get an influx of those guys. Heck, I may start campaigning just to bring them over. So,
Giving out Iracing credits,
yeah,
$5 a start.
Steve,
I
I'll
hadn't
help you.
thought of that, but there we go.
I'll split that with you. We get more cards in here. I mean, being below, I'm just thinking like I'm just sending it, going for the most points I can. That's the way I feel like racing from below the cut line.
What are we taking nowadays? 60, 62? Is that the?
No, we take the 40 fast.
Some of them don't even qualify. It wouldn't hurt either.
No, I think obviously top 5 is where we're probably all shooting, and yeah, I mean, but you've got to run a clean race. You got I hate when I'm in these situations because I always end up like trying to race the guys that I'm trying to beat for points, and I think just running the race is the better course of action. You know what I mean? Not letting the other stuff distract you, and just trying to stay up front like we do every single week. Make it, get on the podium every single week is the goal, and just doing that, I think, will get us where we need to be. So,
after turning some laps at Chicagoland, how are you feeling?
I like Chicagoland. I mean, I like Michigan, and we all saw how that happened. But so, um, whether I like it or not, is irrelevant. I think if we get a really clean race, which we've had in this series, I mean, this series has been awesome. So hopefully we get long green flag runs. I like long green flag runs, so hopefully we can get those. And I think if the race is going to play out, we'll have to deal with whatever comes up. Right? There's a lot of stuff you can't control, and dealing with those uncontrollables the best is generally the guy that comes out on top. So,
what you got, Brandon?
I'm not really sure. Maybe I kind of already asked the question I've asked everybody else. Is kind of like what the goal is, like where you think you should finish. I mean, obviously this is like definitely not probably like a spot you thought you'd see yourself in.
Well, that's kind of why I didn't know. That's why I didn't know where I was in the points, because I'm like, I mean, I knew I was close. I've been kind of following along, but after those 2 races, I'm like, nah, I'm out. So I hadn't really paid attention to how close I actually was, if that makes sense. But
yeah,
there's a couple other not leagues, they're kind of intertwined, but there's a couple other series I'm doing a little bit better in, so I'm gonna pay more attention to those as far as the points go. So.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I was at after my Michigan race when like I just kept blinking out in front of you, and eventually it just was like,
that's right. I forgot about that.
You're done, and like after that I was like, well, that kind of just put the nail in that coffin. And then yeah, so I don't really know if I got much other questions. I mean, I don't want to talk about our bad races anymore, Steve. That's not any fun.
Nah.
But,
that's not fun.
I mean,
I like what Jim said though. Jim said, what did he say? He says, "Yeah, I say stuff." I do too,
Yeah.
and I don't mean any of it. Like as soon as that race ends, I am already thinking about work the next day. So it's like I don't
heat of the moment.
Heat of the moment, exactly. Yeah. That's all it is. Because I really don't even remember that somebody apologized to me the other night. And I'm like, what in the hell is he apologizing for? Like, I didn't remember what happened. I don't even remember what race it was in. So, old age is probably attributing to that too.
So, what would you say your confidence level is just for like at a track like Chicagoland?
It's one of the tracks that I kind of have pretty good history at. It seems like I either do really well or really bad. So I'd say out of 10 being the highest, I 6, 7, maybe an 8.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound cocky. I can't because the results are not there to sound cocky.
Yeah.
So
That's,
you're just a loser trying to make the top 10 right now, Ritter. So
I wanted to come in here and be like, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna win that race, I'm gonna get the pole, I'm gonna do all this stuff. Like, no, that's just not what's gonna happen. Like,
I mean, I'm gonna try to do those things.
Yeah, yeah, I ain't gonna strut my chest saying like it's gonna happen, but that's the goal. And
yeah, there's too many fast cars in this series nowadays to do that.
And I mean this round shows you that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I knew Kip wasn't gonna be able to make it each race, so like there was one person I was like, all right, I got that guy, and I did it before the round. I was like, those are the 5 guys that are out. Like, I feel confident if I just go in there and do my own thing, I'll be fine. But you never think of like internet issues. You don't think of what happens if I step on my own dick, like, and I did that, and like it happens, and you make your own mistakes. So it just shows like how competitive the league is, like how it just takes those little tiny mistakes and you're left in the dust.
Yeah. I mean, like what happened at Dover, I know that was a total mistake, and nothing ever would, intentional or anything like that. But those uncontrollable things, right? That's what I was saying. However, you can deal the best with the uncontrollables, and after 35 laps, I'm pushing to the wall, and I'm like, no yellows at Dover of all tracks. Like, I'm not really going to get a yellow here. And the car just it was toast. I don't even know. I was telling Rob, I don't even know if I'd have had enough tires to finish. Even if I'd have stayed and tried to make it, like, I think I would have blown both right runs. So
just keep putting the rights on it and see if you can. Hey, put the lefts on the right now too, because we're just gonna keep blowing.
Look at the results. That may not have been a bad plan.
Because you said you were down like the 30s when you pitted on lap 35, right? Like your right front was like 30 something or 20 something.
I think it was 28. Yeah, I think it was 28, something like that. Yeah. It was bad. It was bad.
After my accident,
go ahead, Brandon.
70. After my accident on 70, when I pitted, I didn't change the tires at all because I was like, it's toast. I need to fix some damage anyways. And then I went back out and I still had to pit 2 more times to take my 2 sets of right side tires because I blew it twice in 90 laps. Not even, because I was laps down. So yeah, that damage at Dover was ridiculous. Like how quickly it just shredded through a tire.
I'm gonna start calling you the high side hero, man. You and that top side.
I'm gonna be there this weekend. I can guarantee you that.
Man, I can't tell you how many races we've been in this year. It's like, God damn, that one car's back up fucking top.
Don't give me the outside. Don't give me the outside.
Going back to Dover, it was amazing that, from lap 70, 70 to lap 85, the way the complexion of that race just changed with everyone, and most of them were self-inflicted mistakes. It really changed how I went about the rest of the race. And actually,
that's a tough track to go 160 laps.
Oh yeah,
not to mention, like, with as many incidents as we kind of did have, like, we've named quite a few. Like, there was no caution. Like the one with me and Progar, that's right on the front stretch.
But you guys go down below on the apron, so it doesn't trigger the yellow of iRace.
That's crazy that they consider that like the apron on the front stretch, because there ain't much apron there.
There's more.
Yeah, no, I get why there wasn't, but.
So Steve, we got you here. Let's it's that time. It's pick time. So we're gonna pick the Busch.
That's why he made you go last, Steve.
No, actually, I asked Steve. I had 2 times. I had the 720 and the 755, and I asked him which one he wanted, and Steve did this to himself. So,
Steve never picked the later part of the show.
He never said I'd have to pick somebody though. He just asked me what time slot I wanted.
So let's do the Busch race real quick. It's 10 after 8, and their guest always picks first. Who are you picking tonight at Chicagoland in the Busch Series?
Are you racing?
I am racing tonight.
I'm picking Rob Lowell.
I ain't trying to put my own jinx back on me, huh? Because I've
You're
jinxed you
picking for
twice.
Sunday too.
You have
I
thrown a
am
pick away
picking
because I hate these cars. I'm slowing them. I suck in them more than I suck in a cup car.
I am picking the number 21 G.Stone Motors.
So that's how
Love
we're
it.
gonna play this game, huh? Okay. I'll
He's
let
picking
Brandon
me
pick,
for
then I'll
Sunday
pick.
night.
Steve, should I pick you so I save you from him?
Yeah.
I jinx you too, though. I don't want to do that.
Uh,
No,
I think I just
I'm gonna
buried.
take the I'm gonna take the layup. I'm gonna take Mike Kelly. I need to win something if I'm not gonna win on the track.
That is a layup. I veto that.
I don't know if he's racing tonight, but if he is,
Oh,
I'm gonna
listen,
pick
Mike's not racing.
I'm gonna pick the driver of the 14, Joey Katina.
Joey's probably pretty good here, actually.
So
Joey had that truck race won last night.
Yes, he did.
He was good, but I loaded in that session. And I said, Dover again. said, I'm sick of Dover.
I'll be honest. I looked yesterday, and I knew I had to get up at midnight to go to work. And I was like, I'm actually not gonna. I'm not upset I'm missing this race. I don't want to go around Dover again.
I won't lie though, the truck was the most fun thing I raced there all weekend. It was loose, like you could. It was a lot of fun.
That's what I was just gonna say. It was actually drivable, so it was a fun race.
Okay, so then we got the Cup Series.
Oh, Cup Series. Who's gonna win the Cup Series race? Kellen Tony.
Always
I
good
think.
pick.
Yeah, I think Anthony only. He's so consistent, and I know he's good on the mile and a
Just
half. So
smooth.
yeah.
Me or you, Rob?
Go ahead. I'll pick last.
I'm gonna take your guys' teammate, driver of the 2 car, Nick Larson.
Wow. Yeah.
Nick's been running good, so
Yeah, he's getting he should have got a surprise in the mail on Thursday. He should be running even better.
oh,
um. Hmm. I wish I knew who was racing this week for sure.
that's always the crapshoot. That's the part of the fun.
I don't want to just keep picking the same guys over and over, so I'm gonna pick Simley. He was really good last week.
He's been quick. He's been quick the last few weeks. I feel like so. That's a good pick.
That's a good pick. Yeah.
Mike's teammate. So.
Yep.
I
Long time teammate.
If I knew he was,
Yeah, you must have been teammates with him too, then, hey?
Oh yeah, for a while. Yeah.
Yep.
If I knew he was coming to race for sure, because we haven't seen him in about a month and a half, I'd pick Wesley Donaldson, but I'm not sure if he's gonna be here or not. But have a feeling maybe being a mile and a half, we might see some of them guys that have raced the more racier tracks with us show back up. Who knows?
More the barrier. For all the Sim 500 guys out there listening, make sure you show up Sunday. I need everybody on track.
Yeah. I hear Brandon's giving away iRacing credits, so
hey.
Or free
I
paints,
give away
iRacing.
Sure I will paint everybody's car. But yeah,
guys,
hopefully we get a good car count and yeah, it'll be a fun weekend. I mean, regardless if I make it or not, I really don't. I knew either way it would be hard to make a deep run in the playoffs, so
I'll tell you this
getting out of the
season's been a
playoffs
blast.
Yeah, it's been so much fun.
It really has. Just to watch the league grow, the racing get better, just everything. It's been an absolute riot this season. So whether I make it or not's almost irrelevant. I've had a great time, and can't wait till summer season starts, and then we get back into the full-time winter season next year.
Yeah, and this would be a good spot to put it out there is, the Busch Series we won't be racing this summer with it on Friday nights. Just I am gonna be Friday night racing in real life. So, um, Brandon,
Yeah, I
we
like
all
my
have
Friday
lives
nights off in the
busy
summer.
lives since Friday nights in the summer. So, Fridays this summer we will be off, but the Busch Series will come back in the fall. So we'll just let everyone know that ahead of time. But the Cup Series is going to go on. We're going to take 2 weeks off after the season ends, and then we'll be right back into it. So, Steve, got any? I don't know, you want to give a shout out to sponsors, whatever, and then we'll let you wrap up the show.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, Rob, you especially just for, you and Brandon really to just for doing the league. I mean, I know how much work you guys put into it, and what I especially really know what you guys put into it, and you guys do a great job. And again, just to see the way it's grown, to see what it's becoming is just fantastic. Every my teammates, obviously, you guys, make me practice, and that's a good thing for me because it keeps me competitive. So. I appreciate that. And, just everybody that races here, it's a great group of guys. And, we all have our differences every now and then on the track. But at the end of the day, I think, everybody respects everybody and you can see it on the track. And just having a lot of fun here and hope to continue.
I would echo all that, and I don't think we have to make you practice, Steve, because you said here a few weeks ago that you know when work picked back up that you felt like your performance might drop off a little bit because just repetitions in the car. And I'll tell you, you're still racing 4 or 5 nights a week, so I don't think you have to worry about that. You're not missing anything. So, um,
That's a good point. Although my results are definitely showing what I was saying, but
well,
yeah, that's not because I'm not racing. Yeah, I get
that's
it.
something I think you and I need to talk about. Is we may need Johnny to have his own voice chat because I feel like Johnny's bad luck is starting to rub off on other people. He hasn't got rid of the bad luck, and it's like he brushes up against us in the chat room, and all of a sudden it's on, his bad luck's on you or Nick or me, and um, I don't think anyone's had a tougher year than Johnny. And from what he told me earlier, it continued last night in the truck races over at Sim 500. So
Oh
Johnny,
yeah.
if they're kicking you out of your chat, you come join my team, buddy.
we're not.
Just saying.
We're
We'll
not
never kick
kicking
Johnny
Johnny
out.
out. I'm not kicking Johnny
No,
out.
absolutely not. We had way too much fun with Johnny.
Oh
I
yeah,
really, I
Johnny's
really
funny.
would like to see him get the monkey off his back though, because it's just
He
season
has
was
had a rough season. Yeah,
oh,
he has had a rough season.
in everything he's gotten into.
Seems that way, yeah.
Okay, Steve.
Just take the magnet off the car. He's got too many magnets on the car right now.
Steve, we'll see you at Chicagoland here in about 10 minutes.
Sounds good, guys. Good luck tonight, and good luck to everybody out there. And yeah, let's carry on.
Okay.
Thanks for
Thanks,
coming on,
Steve.
Steve.
All right, guys. See ya.
Well, Brandon, we got through another show.
Yep.
We
Yep.
get
We're
about a 10-minute break, and then we get to go racing.
we're almost professionals at this. Yeah.
Yep.
So I just want to follow up real quick. Like Rob said, the Busch League will not be running on Fridays, and I think we're gonna possibly maybe do the podcast a different night. I don't know what night might work
Yeah,
because
Friday
the
night will
Fridays
not
are
work.
a little busy. Yeah. So
Actually, we're gonna have to transition it. I would say we have 2 more weeks of it being on Friday nights because I'm pretty sure April 3rd we're at Malta practicing, and then the April 10th I believe is the season opener with the Super Dirt Car Series there. So
yeah.
we're
So
gonna have
we'll
to figure out
figure
another
out.
night to do it. We'll have that nailed down this week. We'll announce it next week on the show.
Yep. But other than that, I just want to basically say like the podcast will continue. That's not gonna stop. But
And
other
in the
than that,
summer,
I
we'll just
don't.
have the Cup Series to talk about, but we will be bringing more people on to interview, and it will be not just sim racing or just stuff to do with sim racing. We'll have some drivers from actual um, fossil fuels racing on the show to talk about it. So
Yeah, as I say, I think it'd be cool to have Justin on,
we might
even
be able to do
Todd.
that.
If that, yeah, both of them on at the same time just to talk.
Yeah.
I mean, mostly because they are the big series that keeps the dirt league going. So
Yeah. Actually, I have some thoughts around that, Brandon, that you and I will get together after the show here and talk about. But yeah, you're touching on something that I've already thought about, and plan to run by you here. So um,
perfect. But yeah. Other than that, I don't think I got anything else. thanks for everybody listening again. Yeah, let's see if we can put this one car in the playoffs. But if not, my focus will switch entirely to the Busch League. And not that it hasn't been on there, but that'll be. I'm close in the championship there too. That's going to take a little bit of a long shot, but we'll put more time and energy in the Xfinity car.
I can make
O'Reilly
one
car.
promise this year at Chicagoland. I will not run you up into the wall. I'm on triple monitors now. I can see you out the right side of the car. I will not spin you at Chicagoland on the backstretch like I did last year.
You're not the only one that did it to me last year. My teammate did it to me last year. Let me put this out there. All drivers, the backstretch at Chicagoland is not straight. It is curved. We got to know that. No, just all jokes aside, but yeah, this is one of my favorite tracks. So hopefully we can get back on track and make at least an effort to make a push for the cutoff. I'd like to at least be in the hunt. I don't want to just have another bad race, and yeah, that won't be the fun way to go out. But other than that, I think we're good.
Okay, Brandon. I will talk to you later, and thanks everyone for listening to this week's episode of the A2 Iracing podcast. Now a word from our presenting sponsor for our 358 Modified Series.
See you guys next week. Thank you.
Motorsports and racing cars is a big part of the heritage here at G.Stone Motors. Todd and I have been racing each other for years. I love the one-on-one competition. It comes bottom line, we're all behind each other and support each other with everything we do. I think that says a lot about our company's culture. I'm Vince Quinville, Service Manager at G.Stone Motors.
G.Stone Motors, your family Ford dealership, Route 7 South, Middlebury, Vermont.